Your face is pretty synced up now.
You take that back.
Never. You beautiful
I'm not going to sit
synchronization.
here in the comfort of my own room, completely isolated and one with myself, and have you bring in this negative Nancy attitude.
But it's not negative, Nancy. I just want to tell you how much I love how synchronized your face is and how even both sides are, and those two beautiful eyes of yours.
Just because you said that, it reminded me how Tom Cruise's face is not
Oh,
a perfect match. Like, he has a tooth like right in the middle of his face.
Why did you have to remind me of that? It always
Like,
just
he cut his face in half. Like, there's a tooth that gets cut in half versus like it being in the middle of his two front teeth.
Yeah, I remember. You could definitely see that, like in the pictures. Just that one.
Or Tom Cruise. Anyways, hi, welcome everybody back to CafeTalk.
Hello, everybody.
We're here. We're doing this. I don't know where I was going with that. I didn't have a transition or a monologue.
The wine cooler's cool. The Jolin's being Jolin and the Victor's being Victor. Let's roll, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good enough? Do I get a cookie?
Yeah. Well. Before that, Victor, how are you? How you been? How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good, Jolin. My chain smoking has gone up, and my nose has started bleeding because of all the smoke I'm inhaling. My lungs have been starting to hurt. I believe one lung has completely collapsed. But aside from that, I think I'm good. I think I have like maybe one, probably 2 more years in me, but I should be fine.
Well, I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss.
Was that too much of a curveball? I'm sorry.
A little bit, but
no, I'm just playing, everybody. I'm perfectly fine. I'm good. Like, funny enough, I haven't been bored because of the quarantine, just because I got my girlfriend Jolin here, and I got video games and YouTube videos, so I'm good. How about you, Jolin? How you been?
I'm doing pretty well as well.
That's good to hear.
Just chilling. I cut my hair yesterday.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah.
The usual style, or did you do one size for the whole head?
No, it's shaved. I have no more hair.
Jolin, you accept the baldness?
Yeah, pretty much.
You have become one with the Chrome Dome, and you shall prevail.
I know, right?
Did you really, though? Honestly?
No, I cut my hair, but I didn't shave it off.
Oh, okay.
It's the usual style.
Yeah, gave it a nice trim.
Yeah. Anyways, Victor, I hear through the grapevine that it's you today who came up with the topic.
That I did, yeah.
Wow,
I tried my best.
It's a Victor episode.
It's a Victor written episode, which is weird because we don't have scripts. But yeah. So my topic that I came up for this podcast is a question to you and pretty much for everyone listening. You feel free to put your answers in the comments below. We would love to talk with you. Pretty much, let's start off with a simple question. What media outlets do you use, Jolin?
Ooh, me as a spry 24-year-old, I use all the media outlets.
All of them?
No, I'm just kidding. I mainly use Instagram. Just I don't know. I just like the convenience of it.
I mean, I know you have an OnlyFans page, and I'm a follower, but I haven't donated, so I'm sorry about that.
People like you, Victor. This is why I can't make a living.
Okay, so you're saying you have Instagram?
I use Instagram. I recently started using Twitter. Recently started using TikTok. Well, I'm like a watcher of TikTok. I don't actually make TikToks.
Oh, I'm right there in the same boat.
Yeah, and then I use Reddit.
Yeah.
And I have a Snapchat, but I don't use it. And I only use Facebook to like talk to people. I don't actually post or do anything on Facebook.
Oh, okay, not bad. You don't have any like Pinterest or 4chan?
No.
Okay, all right, yeah. I'm fairly similar. Oh, and YouTube, of course, you use YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, YouTube and Twitch. I'm pretty much the same. Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, because you taught me how to use Reddit.
Yeah.
Instagram, I don't have a Pinterest. I don't have 4chan. YouTube, of course, and what else is there? Facebook. I have a Facebook, but I don't use it. And
Yeah,
you,
like at all.
yeah, like you use it more than me, and you use it in a better way, just like to keep track of like old friends from high school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I myself I haven't logged on in so long, and recently I only logged on because I was searching up for like videos that people post up for like movies or anime and shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I use. All right, so my follow up question to that is, out of all the media outlets that you use, which content creators do you follow that stick out the most to you? Like the ones that you keep going back, if not on a daily basis.
Ooh. So I don't think I really follow content creators on Instagram. Or I mean, the ones that I follow on Instagram, I also follow them on like YouTube.
Uh-huh.
So I'll probably just name like the content creators that I like off of YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just go with that.
Let's see here. So obviously, Markiplier, the Game Grumps,
Mm-hmm.
Ethan from H3H3,
Uh-huh. Same here, all three.
PewDiePie,
Of course. Floor Gang King.
yeah, playing, iDubbbz,
Oh yeah.
just because of like how funny he is.
Uh-huh.
Recently I found this channel called Outdoor Chef Life.
Oh yeah, you told me about him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He goes off and like scavenges near the coast, or he'll like go fishing or something, and then he'll show you how to prepare whatever he caught.
Oh, that's so cool, yeah.
Pretty nice. Michael Reeves, William Osman.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is there? There's another person that I like called Ronald Finger.
Ronald
And
Finger.
he's like a tech guy.
Oh, okay. I don't follow him.
Like recently I started following him because he has this project on his channel where he's rebuilding a Pontiac Fiero.
Oh, wow.
This other guy named Heavy Eye, he does a lot of video game deep dives and analysis.
Oh, nice. I don't follow him either. I might be interested in that.
And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm just asking for the people that you're excited to go back to YouTube and see more of their content.
Yeah, that's pretty much all of them.
Cool, not bad. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way as well. I just have a few like differences. Of course, Game Grumps and PewDiePie, mainly because they upload like daily basis, so I'm always excited to see their videos. Oh my god, YouTube, get out of here! I don't want to try YouTube Premium. There's this channel called Nuke's Top 5, which is a horror channel, and he literally like all his videos are just like top 5 ghosts caught on camera. I'm very excited to be part of like the paranormal community. Not because I believe in ghosts, but because I find it very interesting to see what evidence people out there are able to capture. And then the videos I do see like of a ghost on camera, it's always fun to like see whether it's real or not, if people are just faking it or if it's tangible evidence or something like that.
Yeah,
it's always fun to see that. Recently though, I started following this channel called Wampa Lewis, and his whole channel is about Crash Bandicoot. So growing up with that game, I'm a huge fan, and his content is basically revolving around that. I got really into the game of Crash Nitro Kart, and I was following him around that time as well.
Okay.
And then the Game Theorists, like all their channel, like Game Theory, Film Theory, and then the new one.
I watch Game Theory and Film Theory, but I don't think I'm actually sub to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I'm sub to like all of them. And I'm very excited to watch the next video every time they do release one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, Jacksepticeye is another one I follow. I'm very eager to watch his stuff.
Yeah, but Jack has been on break for a while.
Yeah, he took a break for his own health, I suppose.
Yeah.
just to gather himself and come back with more energy. And then I follow, creepy channels like Nexpo and Scare Theater, which is just basically the same thing as like Nuke Top 5, which just was creepy pastas and scary stories out there in the world, that sort of stuff.
I see.
And then I follow informative channels, I suppose. Like I don't know best way to formulate that, to phrase them.
I mean, informative how? Like, what do they talk about?
Informative in just the way, like there's a channel called Sideways, and his entire channel is all about videos of analyzing the music in media, in
Oh, I see.
movies and shows and cartoons, all that stuff. And he explains in in great detail, actually. Like, I'm very surprised how informative he is on why certain music resonates with people, why certain music is memorable, and how music is used in the context of each like film or cartoon or TV show.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what I mean by informative. Like, you always learn something new if you're not as knowledgeable in that subject as he is. Yeah. Another one that's also like informative like that would be well, it's not informative, it's more just like review channels, I suppose, where it's like informative in the sense where you might learn something new, or in the end you might just agree with their reviews or agree with their opinions that they have of special media. And one of them is just like a channel called Shay Frillis, and his channel is not really meant to like teach people, but he's just out there making videos to share his opinion, and hopefully you agree with it. And he just reviews like cartoons from our past, like Hey Arthur and As Told by Ginger, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then he also reviews like movies like Shrek, and
Oh.
and I believe Shay Frillis was the one that made a movie about like Shrek 4 being a great movie, but nobody, like, being an underrated movie because everyone doesn't see it as a Shrek movie, but it's actually like a great fanfic of Shrek. And
Yeah, because it just tells a story like, oh, what if Shrek's life is different?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he just dives into the topic of like why it's underappreciated and why it should receive more attention from people, or at least just given a shot to just watch it at least one time, and maybe you might understand.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, I'm interested into those type of channels.
All right.
So my next question would be,
Oh, wait, before that, I wanted to go off on like a little bit of a tangent.
yeah, go for it.
So the first tangent is like, because you mentioned like creepy channels and scary stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was recently on a different podcast. Shout out to Gladys, and
Ooh.
on Can You Tell Me a Story? I think my episode might come out
next week,
sometime in the near future.
Oh, okay.
But on her podcast, she asked me like, "Oh, do you believe in like the supernatural or something?" Because I mentioned the fact that I grew up like kind of religious. And I think there was a story that I told on her podcast that I don't think I told you. It didn't happen to me; it happened to my dad.
Oh, okay.
All right, so buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
All right, I am comfy and ready to hear this. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for a little bit of insight, when in the Hispanic community and in the Filipino community, when you get married, you have godparents, right?
Yeah.
You have like ninos and ninas.
Yep.
So
or even when you're baptized.
Yeah, but like this happened, like my parents got godparents when they got married.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. Okay.
So one of their godparents, he was really sick.
Oh, all right.
And like we didn't really know if he was gonna survive or not.
Okay.
Because he was already pretty old. He was pushing like 75 or 80.
Oh, geez.
And he was just like sick.
Yeah. So
whenever we would visit him, just to like check up on him or whatever, he would always ask like, "Oh, where's your dad?" Because he wanted to like see my dad, because he kind of saw him as like a son.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but my dad is one of those people that like doesn't like to see people when they get sick because it kind of like
It hurts.
messes up like the last memory that you have of them.
Yeah. Oh, I understand that.
Yeah, so he didn't really visit, but he was planning on visiting.
Mm-hmm.
So one day when he gets home, he works the night shifts. So he comes home and he goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And around like 11:30 or 12, he says that like the two dogs that I have, they just like started yelping and crying like if their life was in danger, like these blood curdling like cries.
Whoa. What?
And he was getting really annoyed. He was like, "What the heck is up with these dogs? Like, why are they acting like that?"
He
But he was
didn't. He
too
didn't assume it
sleepy.
was like an intruder or anything.
No, because he thought like my cousin was washing over there,
Oh, okay.
or like washing the pavement.
Yeah.
So he just ignores it. And my sister Jennifer was like sleeping in the room with him, and he is like really annoyed with the dogs. Like, man, why don't they be quiet? And then my sister Jennifer, she like wakes up and she like tells my dad like, "Oh, don't worry, daddy, it's just a ghost." And
What?
she like points to where the restroom is, and my dad gets a chill that like runs down his spine. Like, why did she say that? And then
What?
he just tells her like, don't say that. Like, it's not real. But to himself, he was like creeped out.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking. That's not a coincidence, right there.
So then the dog stopped crying, and then he goes back to sleep. And later on, when my mom comes home for work, she's like, "Oh, I have to tell you that our Nino, he passed away."
Ooh.
And he was like, "What time?" And she was like, "Around 11:30 or 12." And he's like, "I have to be honest with you, like something happened in the house." And he explains the whole thing, and my mom is like, "Maybe he came to see you before he like moved on or like went to heaven."
Bro.
And then and he like both of them just got like chills that ran down their spine, but at the same time they were also like comforting. It was like a comforting thing because he like really did want to see my dad.
Yeah. Of course. It's like it was scary in the sense that like it's unknown, but at the same time because it's a close friend, you feel like it's nice that he wanted to see me one last time.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
And then
crazy.
as I told the story on her podcast, she was like, "I'm getting goosebumps and chills right now as you're saying it."
Hell yeah, that's a good story.
I know, because she was saying like, "Oh, do you believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff?" And I was like, "I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe in spirits because I've had like spiritual encounters."
Uh-huh.
And like I think the ideas of ghosts are dumb, but like when someone's soul like moves on and like tries to go into the afterlife, then there is a because in the Filipino culture, like I don't know if it's the same thing with the Mexican culture, but like even after you die, you're still like around for like 46 days.
Mm-hmm. That's not the same I'm not sure if it's the same in Mexico or not, or but I have heard of that before, but I'm not 100% sure if I
Yeah.
heard of it from my own parents or not.
Because like with us, it's like the week after somebody passes, you have like um gatherings and feasts to like remember their life and stuff.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No, yeah, it's exactly the same then.
Yeah, you do that for a week, and then on the 46th day of their death anniversary, then you have another like feast and gathering because that's when they like moved on.
Yeah, that's a proper send off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it's funny how I didn't remember it until right now that I thought back to my grandmother that passed away recently. When I was in Mexico, we did the same thing. For 46 days, at least from the beginning, we had this big gathering to, mourn her and bury her. And then every single day, my aunt would always tell me to like pray for her because praying for them, helps them at least guide them towards the light.
Yeah.
Um, and then they told me that we had to do that for 46 days, which stuck out to me because I was like, why 46 days specifically? But I didn't pry, I didn't question it. I was just like, okay, I'll accept that. But then she told me that on the 46th day, we had to at least have like another family gathering, at least get everyone together and just have like a meal to, sit down and talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, so yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah. But that's the what is it?
the creepy experience from with your
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah, the experience that I had, the supernatural experience my dad had.
Yeah, you've never told me that story. That's very interesting. My God.
Yeah. But I mean, the other tangent, I was just gonna talk about another channel that I like, but we can move on.
No, sure. I mean, we got time. Like, let me know. What other
Oh,
channel?
so the other channel that I was gonna say was like I actually watched the Philip DeFranco show, and he's like a news channel on YouTube. Like he'll break down like current events and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he like opposite to what other news channels do on YouTube, he doesn't focus a lot. He doesn't focus that much on like YouTube drama. He focuses on like real topics. Like he has a
Ooh.
recurring segment where he always talks about like the coronavirus and updates and things like that.
Oh, that's good.
Like yesterday he released like a separate like 2-minute video talking about the thing that happened in Lebanon. That wasn't attached to his actual news episode.
Uh-huh.
So I like Philip DeFranco too, and plus he's also like very critical of people, and he's kind of a cynicist.
Cynic?
Yeah, he's kind of a cynic. So
Uh-huh.
he'll call people out saying like that's just incredibly stupid. Like you're dumb. How could you do that? And I'm like, I
Okay.
like that. Like his whole catchphrase is like, "Don't be stupid, stupid."
Uh-huh.
And he's the one that's like, "Buckle up, sit right in, or else I'm gonna punch you in the throat."
What the fuck? Okay, I gotta check this guy out. I actually
Yeah,
never
he's
even
pretty
heard of
cool.
him. Not bad.
But yeah.
I like that. I mean, especially in this time where everyone's like desperately trying to distract themselves from reality because the world is kind of shit right now. It's kind of nice to at least get some updates. Have a good resource to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay, well, moving on to the next question then. Um, wait, let me see.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So thinking back to the content creators that you're most passionate about, whether they're the ones that release daily videos or like you're excited to watch their videos, but just the ones that you for sure do not want to unsubscribe from their content, like, and you want to follow them and just constantly see what's up with them. Um, is there a greater significance to their content aside from their pictures or their videos are entertaining to you? Like, do you have a certain connection with a person? Do you resonate with what they're doing in their opinions, or are
I
you
mean, I
just
feel
constantly
like a lot
learning?
of the content creators that I follow them because they show that like there's so much more than the content that they produce.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so for example, um like even creators that have nothing that are nothing alike.
Yeah.
So like Markiplier, the Game Grumps, Mighty Car Mods,
Mm-hmm.
even like what's another channel? Like other people in the car community.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so much more than their content because they do so much like philanthropy, and they do so much like work for charities.
Oh, okay.
Like I think the Mighty Car Mods boys down in Australia, they're like ambassadors for this charity that like provides video games for kids who are in the hospital.
Oh, damn! I didn't know that.
Yeah, and at the same time, like they're just goofing around, fixing cars, like doing dumb challenges, like, "Oh, will a car run if it has no oil in it?"
Yeah.
But they help out charities. They recently donated like $150,000 to a charity.
Mm-hmm.
I can look it up right now. I forget which one. But they also like have a restaurant that they opened up in Sydney.
What?
I think it's Sydney.
That's cool though.
And then like Mark and PewDiePie has raised so much money for charity as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember that. I've seen some.
And yeah, like I think that's what really resonates with me. Like they just show that you can do so much more than what you already do. Oh, the charity that they donated to was Reach Out.
Reach out.
Yeah.
Is that the one you said that they donate like games to kids?
No, Reach Out, they do something else. I'm not completely sure. But it deals with mental health.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's even better. But the point is that they're trying to, you know, have a positive influence on the world around them itself, not aside from just making videos.
Yeah, exactly. And then other content creators like Michael Reeves and William Osman, they show that like you don't have to be contained in one bubble because they're both like I mean Michael never graduated from engineering school, he's self-taught,
Hmm.
but it's like he uses the skills that he learned to like provide content for people.
Yeah.
And the same thing with William Osman, but they do it in a way that makes like science fun and very attainable. Like anyone can do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you have a passion for it or at least an interest in it, you could learn so much from the world around you. And especially with the internet in your hands, it's like you could, you know, learn the skills you never thought you actually would know.
Yeah. So I think that's the thing that resonates with me. It's that these content creators are like more than just what you see them do on the camera or what they play on their channels.
Nice. That's awesome. That's a good response, Jolin.
Yeah. And I mean hopefully like if we have like a sizable audience or something, I
Hmm.
wanted to like it would be amazing if we could partner up with like a charity and actually raise money.
Oh hell yeah! I'm so down to do like a live stream charity.
48-hour live stream
Yeah, like
where
I
we just switch off and it's like, I'm gonna go take a nap.
and then we just take over. And I'm like, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be so down for that. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome. But yeah, I when I was thinking about this question, I didn't really think in the same the same aspect as you, I suppose.
Mm.
Um, but now that you made a good fair point, it's like I agree with it. But the main focus I had when I was thinking about this question was just channels like, you know, Jacksepticeye and the Game Grumps, where their personalities just resonate so well with me, mainly because they're just great people. They're super kind, and in their videos, even back then when they were like putting up a YouTube persona, just for you know, for the videos, so that people would stick around and watch them. you
Yeah.
could you could tell they were having fun, you know, and it was just great energy. It was and it was never negative towards other people, you know. And when they actually started revealing themselves, you know, they started acting like their true selves and started like dropping the YouTube persona. You started realizing that, you know, they're just good people with, like, I guess, good sense of humor. And that really, I could relate to that, at least in the sense where it's like I try my best to be kind to others, and these people are out here actually making a difference with like their huge following on YouTube,
Yeah.
and people like that, you know, like that's why they come back, and that's what, you know, gets new people to subscribe to them, because they're just great people, like good hearts, you know. It's not it's they're not greedy, they're not just doing it for the money, like you said, you know, they donate for those that actually need the money more than they do. um and then there's other channels that I follow, mainly because um I want to learn something new. You know, I already touched upon it in the previous question. um but it's always like those channels that some most of the time it's their opinion. I could relate to that opinion. I could vibe with it, and I'm like, you know what, I agree with that opinion. So, you know, let's just go with that, and I watch it for entertainment purposes. And then there's those other channels or those other videos where I'm learning something completely new that I never even knew or thought about.
Uh-huh.
Like that music YouTube channel. I honestly never gave it a second thought to like the music production in movies and TV shows that I grew up with. Aside from, you know what, this music really does add something else, but I never knew what that something else was. I never had the knowledge of it. And through this YouTube channel, I was able to at least, you know, figure out what's the word for it? Uh, a leitmotif
Oh,
is for
okay.
a character. Like I never knew that term before until I started watching his videos. Um, and it's weird because you always get the second sense that like you know what these things are, but you never had a term or an idea to stick it to. And then through these learning channels that I found, I was able to, expand my mind to the sense where I could at least pass on the information as well, to
Mhm.
those that are interested, like in my case where you don't know what it's called, you don't know what you could attach it to, and then you pass on the knowledge and you finally have something like you could research deeper into, and you're like, oh, so this is what it's called, this is actually what interests me, it fascinates me, and maybe I could learn more about this topic. um
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much like why I resonate with these channels and why I follow them, aside from them making entertaining content.
Yeah, and I know we're mainly focusing on like YouTube channels or YouTube content creators, but even like artists and musicians, like for me personally, like Logic and Post Malone are like really big influences.
Yeah, exactly.
Because honestly, like they just did music because they wanted to and they liked it.
And they got super lucky that they were able to spread their ideas along with their music into a massive audience.
Yeah, and even the sense that like even if a content creator that you like doesn't do these like huge charitable things like other people, the fact that they try to create a space for their audience that is like inclusive and you have people that you can talk to, that's more than enough. Like there are people out there who just they just need someone to talk to
Exactly.
or
They,
just want to connect with like-minded people.
yeah, it's like sometimes like I said before, you just need a distraction from reality, or distraction from the troubles of that life throws at you.
Yeah, and that's like definitely more than enough. Like that's enough to validate that this content creator is important to you.
Exactly. Yeah, and also like like you said, even though we're sticking to mainly YouTube videos, the an idea that comes to mind is like the Instagram people I follow, that are artists. They themselves like have encouraged me to pursue just drawing or even painting myself. Because before, even though I had an interest in it, watching these people create such amazing works of art is what makes me want to go back and continue and think of like, can I create that, or can I create something similar to that? Can I create something at that same level, but like a creation I could call my own? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
and then even like going beyond that, like people who create video games, like the person
yeah,
who created like Smash
yeah,
and like the creator of Pokemon, like they all pretty much like created this space for people to just geek out and nerd out about, and they give something that brings joy to people.
yeah. It
And
brings
then
people together.
even like Toby Fox, how many people can like become friends just because they're like, have you played Undertale?
Yeah, that's true.
Or how many people have they inspired to make video games? Like I know Toby Fox definitely like showed me like, oh dude, anyone can make a video game.
Hmm.
So did the guy who created Stardew Valley and like Chucklefish as a publisher. They only pick up like small indie people and like they're an amazingly successful video game publisher.
Yeah, and it's funny that you brought that up too. It reminded me of a person I met through my job at the cafe. He wanted to become, or he wants actually to become, a music producer for video games, for indie games,
Uh-huh.
and he doesn't know how to create games himself, but he's very passionate of at least creating the sound for those games. And
Dude, you should tell them that I'm trying to create games.
oh yeah, definitely. I'll pass him on to you, or at least like pass his information to you at least. You know?
Yeah, do an introduction.
Yeah, exactly. And he showed me some of his samples. And one of the first samples I heard from his work, I straight up told him like, dude, this reminds me of Undertale. Like, I don't want to, diminish your work, and I don't know if that's what you were going for, but it straight up reminds me of like the emotions and the vibe that Undertale music would give me. And he was like, "Nah, bro, like that's exactly what I was going for, because Undertale was one of his like great inspirations to go into this field, because he got inspired by Toby Fox when he heard that he composed the music for the game itself, alongside creating the entire game.
Oh,
So he thought, if Toby Fox could do such great work and such original, pieces of music, maybe I should give it a shot too, because he had like such great ideas in his mind brewing. So he decided to make some, and when he let me hear it, that was pretty much the vibe he was going for in that one song. And I told him, I was like, yeah, dude, you nailed it right on the head. Like, you got it. And he was like,
yeah,
he had this such like aura and face of like happiness to him. He was like, I like, my work has been validated. And I was like, not everyone could do that, but that's why these people are so influential.
yeah. So
But
I mean, I guess the point that we're getting to is that anyone who creates content, there's a reason for them, that they have an audience, or there's good that can be done with their audience.
yeah, exactly. And it's and it's like, no matter what reason you follow a content creator for, it's like, as long as you feel like you're not wasting your time on them, then that's all that matters, because it's your time. You could spend it whatever whichever way you want to spend it in.
Yeah,
And whatever time you used being happy or being entertained, it's not wasted time.
yeah, and you shouldn't be ashamed to like say that you follow them.
Exactly.
That's why in the spirit, Victor, I gotta tell you, I've been a maverick this whole time.
You've been a maverick.
Yeah.
A car? You've been a car?
No, that's what Logan Paul calls his fans.
Oh,
Or
see,
that's like Logan Paul's brand, like the
come
Maverick.
on. I literally just told you that I don't follow Logan Paul. Like,
I know, but
I
it was,
didn't
it was for the people.
for
I'm not
those.
actually a Maverick, by the way. I'm a
What?
Jake Pauler.
Jake Pauler. Wait, why does he call his fans Mavericks?
Because his bird's name is Maverick.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes some sense.
And it's supposed to be like, oh, like the definition of a Maverick is like someone who's like a lone wolf, or like just roughs it out by themselves.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a definition of a maverick.
Oh my god.
Well,
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what it means.
thank you for teaching me something new.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool though. Not bad, not bad. But yeah, that's pretty much all the questions I have for you, Jolene. Like,
Really
I wanted to share that with you.
interesting. I have a question for you, Victor.
Yeah, lay it on me, bro.
What's your favorite Disney Pixar movie?
My number one?
I guess.
Pretty hard, man. That's a tough choice. Because it's difficult between like the ones that bring most nostalgia, and then the ones that are actually like pretty good in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, I guess just like overall.
yeah, a lot of nostalgia and what you consider a good movie.
Yeah.
I gotta say, my favorite one right now would probably be. Okay, so right now in my life, though, all right, because I'm pretty sure growing up, my favorite was Monsters Inc. Just because I watched that movie so much, and it gave me such good like feelings. Like, it was like one of those comfort movies.
Uh-huh.
And then the tune that it has, the beginning tune, I loved it so much. It brings
Is it
like
Toy Story?
what?
The movie that you're talking about?
No, I said Monsters Inc.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
didn't hear
saying.
you say Monsters Inc. I just heard like the tune and everything, and I was like, Toy Story?
Oh, no, like when I was young, I'm sure my favorite was Monsters Inc.
Uh-huh.
But now that I'm older, I would say maybe my favorite would be like Onward, even though it's the most recent one.
Yeah.
I would say that would be like my favorite to go back to.
Interesting.
Mainly just because like I'm super into the fantasy world right now. For some reason, I never thought I'd get this deep into fantasy as I am.
Uh-huh.
But the whole fantasy aspect it has, and then the story, the plot line of like two kids bonding over the fact that they just want to see their dad for one last time, but then learning that you gotta just to appreciate the time you did have, or if not that, just appreciate the people you have around you and enjoy the time that you have with them, because you never know when they could be gone.
Yeah.
I think that's a good message, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I get you.
What about you, Jonah? What's your favorite Pixar movie?
Cars 2.
Oh God, really?
or Planes.
Or maybe The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I think so. It's hard
Yeah.
to say which was my favorite, because Onward is really good and it's definitely like up there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Up is just a little bit more better for me. Little of the just like that much more better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful movie though.
It is a
That
great movie.
nobody can deny.
Yeah, I also like Moana.
But
Moana's kind of cool.
that's a Disney movie, Jolene. That's not a Pixar.
Isn't it Disney Pixar?
No.
Oh, it's just Disney?
Yeah, I think it's just Disney.
All right, never mind. Forget Moana. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah, Moana's just pure Disney.
Yeah. Okay. So Disney Pixar or just Pixar. Up is pretty good. Onward is pretty good. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Like, I liked Toy Story, but I saw them when I was young, and I didn't like them when I was young. Because it kind of creeped me out that your toys would come to life.
Oh, so it kind of like put you off to that idea.
Yeah, and then Monsters Inc. It's a fun movie to watch, but I feel like it's overhyped.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Why do you think it's overhyped?
Because I mean, it's just like it's like a feel good movie, You want the like protagonist to succeed, and you want everything to go right, and then it does go right.
Yeah.
So it like the movie is just made to make you feel good.
Yeah. I
but
agree with that.
The story is pretty basic. The main villain is not even that good.
Oh, okay. I get you. All right. Not bad.
It's kind of the same thing like with The Dark Knight. Like, it's one of those feel good movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's amazing, and the action scenes are great, and like Heath Ledger as Joker is amazing too. But like, if you look at it as just like a Batman movie, like it's just a Batman movie.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you think The Dark Knight's overhyped?
Yeah, a little bit.
Ooh, confirmed. Jolin thinks Dark Knight's overhyped. You hear that, everybody? Write that down.
Is that a controversial issue? I don't even know.
I wouldn't know. I'm not sure. I'm just saying that to be funny.
Yeah.
Make a joke. Maybe. I know there's a lot of like diehard fans for that movie out there.
No, I know. I like the movie, but like I said, it's a feel good movie.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean by diehard fans. Like if they hear any negativity towards that movie, they're like, "No, you're fucking wrong," and they automatically
attack. That's my favorite movie, and I'm not gonna have you talk bad about it.
It's so good because he has Batman in it, and how could you not like Batman?
Yeah.
I do gotta say though, aside from Onward, I would say maybe like my top other one would be like The Incredibles.
The Incredibles is okay.
Because I personally really like The Incredibles mainly because of like the history I have with it. Like at the time that movie came out, I was super into like the fate. I think how old was I? I was like 12, maybe 10. When did that movie come out?
The Incredibles.
It came out in 2004. Oh yeah, I was super young. My God, that's 16 years ago. So I was like 8 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
And it was around that time in my life where I loved to think about superheroes and superpowers and how cool it would be to have a superpower. And that's the first time I got introduced to comic books, and I was reading like Superman and The Flash and Batman, of course, and I was reading Wolverine, the X-Men, all that stuff. But I was mainly reading them not for the stories, but just see the superheroes like fight and use their powers. And then here comes The Incredibles, flipping that story kind of upside down, where Like the heroes are sued by the people they save, and they have to go into hiding and pretend they're like normal beings, like normal human beings, and they have like boring jobs, and they're trying to keep a mundane family, above the surface of the waters. So they, bills and all that stuff. And when I first saw that, it captivated me so much because I was like, these heroes are just normal people. Oh my God, look at them. Look at them go. Look at them write that check. Look at them file that claim, whatever it was. I was like, this is so cool. And then, of
What are
course,
you looking at? I don't know. Something incredible, maybe.
it's like, me too,
Yeah, me
kid.
too, kid.
Exactly. And like that just caught my attention so easily and so hard when I was young. And growing up, only then did I start to like understand, all this other like deeper meanings that the movie has. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
get
so
you.
so that movie just stuck with me for now. Like,
Also, I forgot about Inside Out and Coco.
oh yeah.
God, Coco is an amazing movie.
Dude, Coco is so nice. It's
Though
beautiful.
when Coco first came out, I thought it was just gonna be a ripoff of like The Book of Life.
Yeah, me too. I thought
But
that
I'm
too.
glad that it's not.
Yeah, it's like it's its own separate movie entirely.
Yeah, and then Inside Out it's interesting. Like the more I watch it, the more I'm like, this is a good movie.
Yeah, because for me, Inside Out is one of those movies I'm just like, I'm not super eager to watch, but then if I start watching it, I'm like, this movie's great.
Yeah.
um, Coco though, I'm surprised how well Coco caught the feeling of Mexico, or at least like
Yeah.
where I used to grow up. It captured that sensation, that nostalgia that it brings. I'm like, ooh, good job.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it does have that feeling of like when I went back to my mom's hometown
Uh huh.
and like the characters that they have are very relatable to the people that you see.
Yeah, and even growing up here in LA, like some of the characters that they have in the movie are very relatable to the characters you meet, throughout your life here in LA.
Yeah.
Funny. It's good movies, man. Pixar has done a
Good
good job.
movies.
What is your opinion on the Finding Nemo movie and franchise
The franchise, I hate it.
overall? Like the all
Yeah,
the
the
movies.
movies, Finding Nemo, I thought was good.
Uh,
Finding Dory, it's I don't know, like I like it for certain parts, but as a whole, I didn't really like. I didn't really like it as much as the first one.
yeah. Oh, same here.
Like there are some scenes that are pretty cool, and I like the whole spin on like you. It's now on like the California coast, and you can see like how bad we've treated our environments.
Yeah.
But the first one is just like I just like it because of nostalgia.
I get the sensation that the first one's like a much better, like a well-rounded movie. It's like better, or at least much more well-rounded than the second one. The second one was like, for me, like you said, I also only like it in certain scenes. I think I find it beautiful in certain scenes, but overall as a movie, I find it kind of like bland, or at least like lacking.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I think the problem that I have with Pixar
Yeah.
is like they're when they reach the climax of their movie, the climaxes are always such letdowns.
uh can you provide an example?
So in Finding Nemo, when Marlin finally finds Nemo, like they think he's dead.
Oh yeah, okay,
And
yeah,
then in
I get
Monsters Inc. When they finally like
let go
tried
of
to
Boo.
bring Boo back into her room or something, her door gets destroyed or like
Yeah.
they get stuck in the human world.
Mm-hmm.
And then freaking even in like Cars, like when you think Lightning just turned around, like he's brought up a new leaf and he's a different person, like he just goes back to being his like conceited self.
In Cars?
Yeah,
No, he doesn't.
doesn't he?
Nah.
Like he learns, like his whole point is to like get out of Radiator Springs, and he's like stuck there for 2 weeks or something, and then he like kind of falls in love with that Porsche, and he imagines himself with like a good life and crap. But then when his semi truck comes to pick him up, he's like, I gotta win the cup.
Nah. That's the thing. When a semi comes, they come like unannounced, and Lightning wants to stay, but like they force him to get on the semi and drag him away back to the race.
I mean, that's
And
still kind of a letdown.
it is,
But
yeah.
that's what I'm getting at. Like some Pixar movies, like their climax are always like a little bit of a letdown. Whether it's like they didn't keep that momentum that they had in the beginning of the movie, or like they just like push you off a cliff. Like it's not going the way that you thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, it's like rather than it's like the opposite of the typical climax scene where it's like that's where the action is reaching its peak, or at least that's when the stakes can never be higher. They do it reversely, and they actually like lower the stakes and lower your expectations, probably put you like in a bad mood or just sad, and then they bring you back up for the finale, which is a happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's true. That's something I noticed as well.
Doesn't that happen in Bug's Life too? Like the main guy almost dies or something.
Yeah, oh god, yes it does. Fucking he doesn't almost die, but like in Bug's Life, he they hate him in the beginning, then he goes out and finds the warrior bugs. They all accept him and treat him like an equal again. And then they fucking find out that the bugs are circus bugs, and then they start treating him like shit again, like if he betrayed the ant hill for some reason. So
Yeah.
that's the climax. That makes you feel like shit. And then he saves them with the idea that he, in the first place, and it works out for the best, and then they all accept him like one of them, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So that's my only gripe with Pixar.
Yeah, not bad. That's a valid point, and I agree with it.
In the spirit of Pixar, there's gonna be a new Disney movie coming out in 2021.
Oh, really? I thought it was like gonna come out like a little later, like 2022 or 23.
No, I think it was supposed to come out this year, but they moved the release date to March 12th.
Because of the whole.
And it's called Raya and the Last Dragon.
How do you spell that?
Raya.
Raya. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. All right, not bad.
It's gonna be a new Disney movie, and it's supposed to take place in like Southeast Asia.
Yo, that's so cool.
Which will be a first for Disney.
Yeah.
I think the only Asian princess is like Mulan.
Yeah.
And then Moana is Polynesian.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, finally.
Yo, but what about that other movie that was supposedly gonna come out this year? I think it's called Soul or something like that.
I don't know.
You haven't heard about that one? Where the musician, I don't know if it was gonna come out this year or maybe it's gonna come out like much later, and it was just like a teaser trailer or something. But it was like an African American musician trying to like make it big, and nobody was giving him a shot until he actually like received a shot from like this big club, and then right when he's happy going home to tell his girlfriend, he like dies, and then his soul is taken to like this other like inside out looking dimension.
Oh, it's supposed to come out in November 20th.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's also a Pixar movie though, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we got that one. And then we got Raya coming out later next year.
I think it's a Pixar movie. Yeah, it is a Pixar movie.
Okay, cool. Because that one also I caught my attention, and I'm really hoping it's good. But Raya looks beautiful, man. God damn.
I know. I'm hoping like it doesn't just encompass like like the typical Southeast Asian countries you think of, like Vietnam, Thailand, India even.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do hope they like touch on stuff from like the Philippines and Malaysia and Singapore.
Yeah. Hopefully they like have a wide coverage of it.
I'm hoping that they put the Aswang in there. I'll scare all the kids.
What's the Aswang?
The Aswang is like it's like an overarching name for like the supernatural or like the scary monster in the Philippines.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like each island has like their own Aswang. But basically it's like a vampire.
Ooh, okay.
It's like a vampire A vampire that can detach itself from the hip and the top half like flies around and sucks people's blood.
I've heard of this before. Holy shit! I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah, but each like island has their own kind of description for the Aswang, but Aswang is like an overarching name.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, hopefully. I thought they're gonna put it in a kids movie, but it'd be
I know, right?
sick as fuck if they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Have they released any trailers yet, or just like
they're
pure...
like pure teaser trailers?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can see that.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. Hopefully, it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think with that, Victor, we can end this podcast. You know, it's a little bit short.
Is it?
I think maybe it might be like 40 minutes.
Oh, either way. I mean, thank you guys for sticking on by with us in this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate it. As always, you know, you can comment down below or hit us up on Instagram, email us even, like any potential topics you want us to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
Or things that you want to hear us discuss, our opinions, and all the things that we talk about in our podcast. We would love to hear your opinions as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Our Spotify listeners, hit that follow. It really helps us out.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Stay beautiful.
All right, Craig Bot, you can stop recording.
Bro, we forgot to do the Spotify.
I know.
break.
It's fine. I'll put one in post.
Cool. Oh God.